everyone. Welcome to Arteagan Daily Bread, your spiritual board meeting for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled N-A-T-A-L-E-E. Feel free to stay for all of the psychic tarot and astrology reports. Feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. I hereby officially call this meeting to order. Hello and welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, shoot. I think I did put up the June. I gotta write that down. Hold on. June calendar. Otherwise, it's just, Okay. Hello and welcome, everyone. I will make sure that you have the June calendar available to you into the President's Report. Still, it's just pretty extreme. Everyone's going to be feeling extreme. Everyone's going to be feeling righteous leading up to this. That will be Friday, June 5th at 3 o'clock, 3:30. It's already up on the YouTube, so make sure to, when you subscribe, hit the little bell because that tells you when I upload, when I go live, that kind of thing. I'm doing the eclipse live stream on the eclipse, and then afterwards there will be a Patreon special tarot reading spread afterwards, so I'll see you guys there. Okay. Astrology Report. So the sun is in 12 degrees Gemini, the moon is in 29 degrees Libra, Mercury is in 5 degrees Pisces, Venus is in 14 degrees retrograding. Going backwards, Mars is in 13 degrees Pisces. Jupiter is retrograding in 26 degrees Capricorn. Saturn is also all this is all Saturn retrograde. Saturn retrograding in 1 degree Aquarius. Uranus is in 8 degrees Taurus. Neptune's in 20 degrees Pisces. And Pluto is retrograding in 24 degrees Capricorn. Okay, so today, June 2nd, Mercury enters the shadow period for the... Ooh, I can feel it already. Enters the shadow period for this next Mercury retrograde. I really gotta slow it down. Watch these first few days because Mercury will return over this place, over this path, once we get about a week into July. So this whole week, just be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout. Okay? Okay. The moon is void, of course. 3, which means it's not in one sign, it's not in any sign. It's sort of floating around void of its course. It happens usually every 2.5 days or so. Void of course from 3:39 a.m. to 9:05 a.m. Pacific time. And the moon's last aspect before changing signs or before going void is a square to Jupiter. So, and for me, this is going to be happening while I'm sleeping mostly. So if you're awake at this time, or if you're, adjust it as you need to, what this basically speaks to, it's a very temporary influence. However, it could just make you just prone to overindulgence, or if you're sort of unhappy with your life, you might have a freak out moment where you're unhappy with your life. Not that you're unhappy. It's not so much that you're unhappy with your life, it's that you expect more of your life. So if you wake up sort of disgruntled, you might be feeling some of that, or maybe if you're going to sleep disgruntled, waking up, you might feel fresh or better sort of. So just keep that in mind. It's a transiting, it's just the moon moves quickly. Oh, from Libra to Scorpio. So the moon will be in Libra up until 3:39 a.m. The moon will go void. So not really in Libra, not really in Scorpio. Then 9:05 a.m. Pacific time, the moon will enter Scorpio. So we're kind of going from this airy Libran energy into really deep Scorpio energy. Okay. Okay. I'm going to talk about just one thing today for the astrology. Retrograde Venus forms the square to Mars today. This could awaken buried urges from the past, desires from the past, some of which they could just be a whim or a distraction of some sort. It might not be. So this is another, it's not, I'll just keep going. Okay. It could, because it's awkward. It is sort of awkward with Venus retrograding and then with Mars being in Pisces. It's just awkward energy. This could bring back, reawaken some uncomfortable, awkward topics from the past for some people. There could be more disagreements right now or today. And if that's the case, if you are disagreeing with someone, fighting with someone, I recommend not, obviously. But it's like the differences and the contrasts, and it could just be standing out more than usual. So it's like it just looks more separate than it is. You know what I'm saying? People could be very temperamental and very sensitive. Remember, Mars in Pisces is my angry tears. I'm so angry, I'm gonna cry. Kind of, hey, we all express anger differently. We all grieve and express sorrow differently. I'm like the Joker. When I'm depressed, I just cackle. I'm kidding. That was a joke. So people, you can find that in people, that there's sensitivities and tears. Mars square Venus already is not, but then with retrograde Venus, there could be something inappropriate there. There could be some inappropriate, interpret that, and if that resonates with you, if that is like, oh yeah, it's like desires, right? There could be a discrepancy between what you value and what you desire. So you could even have that within yourself. Like you could desire something that you don't want to desire. Okay, let that float around. Passions are running high. People are very passionate. In your personal life, you're going to, whatever it is, whatever the thing is, wherever Gemini and Pisces is in your chart, there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of, right? And because of that, and because of this is always like everything, change is the only constant, be wary of making impulsive purchasing decisions, aesthetic decisions, and relationship decisions. Try not to just make this, try not today. Disagreements, they may only be, it could just be very superficial. It could just be so silly looking back on it later too. Like it could be a mountain out of a molehill type of thing as well. And it's like you might just temporarily see this differently right now because of the energy, when under different circumstances and different energies, you would look at the same thing very, very differently. There could also be, because of the square, there could be competitiveness. And depending on how you respond to that or how you feel about that, that could either be very challenging for you, or it could be very refreshing for you. So I feel like Scorpios and Capricorns, if you're feeling competitive, it's only going to make you better. It's only going to make you a better competitor, because that's just like those signs. And I'm singling out Scorpio and Pisces. I'm singling out Scorpio. That could be a psychic slip. There could be some Pisces waiting to just whoosh. Just kidding. Because that's just what I've seen, just very, I've seen that in people. So just, if you're finding it challenging, and if you're taking something personally, if you're in an industry, there's a lot of competition or something, I don't know, try to think that way. Try to channel a Scorpio, try to channel Capricorn, and try to say, okay, that's not personal, and try to get something, use it, be able to find a way to use that. Either try to make yourself better, where you're only sort of competing with yourself, your personal best, or channel it into something physical, like working out. That's what I do for anger. I put it into working out, or I put it into like climbing. I love climbing, that kind of thing, and it'll go better for you. Okay. Discomfort with the status quo can lead to very productive improvements. So it's like you have to have that discomfort, that square tension energy, in order to stimulate change. And so that's going to be there for some of you. Okay. That was just one thing. I know, right? Okay, so your psychic report. Guys, I have a lot of reservation about this about today's psychic download, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. I didn't do what I normally do to get into channeling mode, so I'm not quite sure what's going to come up. I'm going to be honest with you, because I do have a weird reservation about it, and I don't know why. That was weird timing. And I just wanted to tell you that yeah, I'm kind of nervous and I don't know why. Okay, so your download is this. She showed me this huge, thick snake. I mean, it was so huge. Like, it was maybe 12 feet tall and 12 feet wide. Like, or maybe 10 feet tall and 10 feet wide. It was just this big, thick, it was just like green. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get too close to this energy is what I'm saying. And I'm not like, it's not fear. I don't fear this thing. And it's like, it was so big that you know that it's not fast. You know, it's not going to, so I don't know. But that's your download. So here we go. Tarot report. Tell us more about this snake. It's a couple of cards. I'm just going to take the top one. The Emperor. Okay. Major Arcana. Ooh, another Major Arcana. The Magician with the, oh my God, the Knight of Cups and the Five of Swords. Ooh. Is that our snake? Is the snake a person, and is it this magician person? I feel like these are two separate energies. I feel like there's someone very experienced like really experienced and like wisdom. They have a lot of wisdom. And there's this other person who can do a lot, has done a lot. But I feel like they don't have the wisdom. I feel like they don't have as much experience as this Emperor, and I feel like this could be someone who's learning about diplomacy or tact or approaches. Eight of Swords. Holding themselves back. Someone's holding themselves back in the situation. It's not these two. I mean, it might be one of these two. Interesting. Four of Swords. These two came out. These two were out, and I didn't take them. I guess they were meant to come out. Looking back at a rejection, reflecting on this. Tell me about this Emperor, please. The Two of Swords, the Sun, and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this Emperor is, or was, sort of in two minds about how to move forward. About what they were going to put their focus on, what they were going to put their attention into. I'm sort of seeing Tim Cook. It's because I used to work for him. with different projects in front of him and getting reports on each of these different projects. And it's like this would be something that he would be choosing to, move forward in or continue. And so that's what I'm getting here. That this person, male, female, doesn't matter, was of two minds about where to put their next efforts or what they were going to invest in, but with the sun there, they know. They now know. Or you know if you're the emperor. Let's take a look at the Magician, the Knight of Cups, and the Five of Swords. I saw something and... That's so funny. I feel like this person here, it's so funny. That's funny. It's like, what's going to win? Well, duh. Love. You catch more flies with honey. You catch more flies with honey is all I'm hearing. Catch more flies with honey. So I feel like this magician, and this magician's pretty powerful. I mean, if this is someone just growing and that you're connecting with, they have a lot, like this one lesson that everyone has to learn will take this person so much farther than it takes everyone else because they're a magician. Does that make sense? It's not this person coming out with the Knight and the Five. This person would definitely have to be, it's a magician coming out with this kind of energy. So it's interesting. It's like this person could have had like a pebble in the shoe stopping them. Does that make sense? Because they're a magician, they could like conjure up anything. And now they conjure up a good heart. I'm just kidding. If you're the magician, it's just being sweet. That's all it is. It's just being sweet and sincere. It's the Romeo card. Okay, let's take a look at the Eight of Swords since it's here. Eight of Swords. This could be connected with the Emperor. Seven of Swords? Seriously? I feel like whoever this is, if this is the Emperor getting out of their indecision, or if it is the Magician learning how to catch flies with honey, it could be both of you. You and this person could have attracted each other into this interaction, into this exchange of energies, this entanglement between you two, because you're both projecting out and mirroring back and forth this sort of inner, I don't want to say stubbornness, it's kind of stubbornness, but it's not dominantly stubbornness. The energy is about breaking out of your own prison, your own mental prison, and like walking through the door, walking through the gate, walking through the... I just saw it. That's why I stuttered. I felt that crossing of the threshold, leaving prison, and it was like, like I really felt that. So that's what this is for both of you. For the Emperor to let the answer show itself and shine very brightly and clearly with a lot of clarity, and for the Magician to see how simple it is. Because I feel like with this Five of Swords, it's also overcomplicating things. It's overcomplicating an issue. Or maybe if you think it's competition, there's no competition at all. If you're in that boat. If you're feeling this Venus-Mars square as competition, there is no there is only ever just you and yourself. That's what the Seven, that's so interesting. That's interesting. I feel you're both figuring it out though. You're both figuring this out. There's something to do with between you two. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at the Four of Swords. This is that meditation, contemplation, dreams. This could show us what someone's dreaming about. What's their inner mind? Wow. Dang. Death to clarify the Four of Swords. This is... I feel like this is a big reset for someone mentally. Another sword energy. There's swords all over the place. This is, for the Emperor, I feel like they are at a place where they're not choosing where to put their efforts and their energy and their money and their attention for profit. They're choosing who they want to teach, how they want to leave their legacy behind, who they want to be around, because they could be older. This could be you could be older, where you're on the side of having perhaps less in front of you and more behind you, or you're thinking that way, where you're just maybe you're an emperor and you're 25 years old and you're in that mode already where you're like, you know what, I can't afford to waste a second of my life in anything toxic, in anything not really worth it to me, because it doesn't matter to me, because my life is short and my life is valuable and meaningful to me, and I'm scared at it just draining away. I'm scared to waste my life. So I know he's got the white beard, but it doesn't mean that it has to be someone physically older. I'm just getting that attitude. So this Emperor, that's why it takes the Two Swords. It takes a lot of contemplation, because you or this person, it has to mean it. It has to be worth it. This Magician on the other side has got like, it's all worth it. It matters. It's very meaningful. But the approach or the delivery or the communication style, you know, that's what needed finesse. That's what needed to be re-evaluated. You both broke out of the mental prison. I don't feel like it was a big thing. I don't feel like this took more than like a year to work through on both your ends. And with the Four of Swords, with the death energy, there was a lot of contemplation. That's why I'm saying I feel like 4 months, 4 swords, 4 months is just kind of what I'm getting. I'm not the timing psychic. Don't take that, you know, but I'm getting like time, like, you know, like only a long time of thinking about something, of feeling something. Now only that fullness of time is what it can do to you, what it needs to do to you for you to have the way out of your mental prison. Like, why did that take me so long to make? Okay, so in that time, there's been a lot of upheaval, and I feel like there's been a lot of psychological upheaval. Your dreams could have been very helpful and instrumental in both of you in overcoming this stuff. I feel like if you're the Emperor, you could have even come to this elucidation where maybe you were not looking at your time, your energy, and your attention and your priorities like that, where you're like, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do whatever I want. If I don't want to do it, I'll stop, whatever, I don't care. And something's happening where you do go, oh my God, I can't believe I've been wasting my time that way. I can't believe I've just looking back at years of my life with people that are no longer relevant to any part of my life right now. It's just gone. It's just like, what do I have to show for it? It's just, what does it mean? Does it mean anything now? Did anything I care about back then mean anything now? Oh, now I want to really work hard at something that is so special and meaningful to me. You know, it could be that you switch into that mode as well. But it took, excuse me, it took a lot of, ooh, what is this with my voice? Okay. It took a lot of time and solitude for this to do all the deep cleaning. Specifically, the last 3 supermoons is what I'm getting for many of you. The last 3 supermoons, boom, 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 that we've had in a row. All this, knocking down the walls, clearing the way for eclipse season to really shake it up. Let's take a look at this 4 of Cups. This is apathy. This clear apathy. I don't care. I don't care about anything anymore. I don't feel anything. I have no passion for this. Probably the Emperor. Ooh, right as I said that too. Okay, right as I said that, okay, but I was on like the last couple little cards. We do have 8 of Cups right over here. The card that popped, the popper, is the King of Swords. I do see the Lovers. Ooh, beneath that I have the 10 of Swords. Boom. We have a very clear-cut decision, and it is the King of Swords, so it's a smart decision. It's a strategic decision. It's a mental decision, and there's the clarity. This is something I can work with. This is something worthy of my attention, my tutelage, my learning, whatever this is. It's a soulmate, equal partnership. It's nice. So you could have been rejected. You could have rejected each other. Okay, there could have been something like that going back and forth. Let's get... Two cards. We have a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, and we have a new start is coming. New moon energy. I feel like this energy right here today has to do with a personal issue reaching resolution, and the new start is after this. This is happening right now. Let's zoom in on the 2 of Swords while we've got some... Do we have some time? Oh my God, time flies when you're having fun. Okay, let's take a look at the 2 of Swords. I will use... Oopsie. I will use... Sorry. My Ride or Die Rider Waite. Tell us more about the 2 of Swords. This is what was holding them up. It was probably the 5 of Swords from the Magician, but if there's anything else... Yeah, it's like very rambunctious is what I'm getting with this. Someone was just... If you're the Magician, you were way too rambunctious. So they were like, oh, no. This is going to be very problematic. This is going to be very like emotional. This is going to be very up and down. This is going to be very, I'm just getting I'm getting that word rambunctious. So it looks like this Magician definitely needed that softer touch. Soft touch. Let's take a look at the Sun. This is interesting. Like, what changes their mind? This is the moment of clarity. Tell us more. Oh, that was quick. 3 cards. Ace of Swords, 3 of Staves, and the 6 of Pentacles. There's a reaching out, and there's truth communicated. And I feel like that is trying to bridge some distance. So if you're the Emperor, you could expect to hear from this person. So this Magician could have just the cup this time, no 5 of Swords, and they reach out, and it's I don't know what this Ace of Swords is. It's something important, something written definitely, and it's an olive branch. I would definitely expect to hear from this person, Emperor, especially since it's really indicated strongly on both sides. So if you're the Magician, you have a cup to extend. If you are the Emperor, you will get clarity after you receive this truth. And there's this goodwill here with this Six of Pentacles. It's really nice because it's nobility of the spirit. So you get that, whereas before I'm just getting this weird Five of Swords energy and then this like rambunctious energy. So the Magician could have been in a position where it was like survival, where they were maybe fighting for their survival, and so they just brought some of that energy, even if they didn't say anything antagonistic, or you, Magician, if you're the Magician. And so it's like learning this Knight of Cups energy. But it's interesting because the way it landed is rambunctiousness, is like, oh, you are just like too... And I do get a little bit of a burnout energy with this, like almost like just like a Casanova, like, oh, you're nothing special. You're just a plume. You're just something pretty to look at. You're just fancy. You're just theatrical. You're just full of yourself almost, you know, like kind of, because there's nothing truly special about the Knight of Wands. I hate to say it that way. They're just in and out of your life really quickly. So I feel like they didn't really see the Magician for being a magician. They probably saw the Magician, Emperor probably saw Magician as being a knight. Like probably just thought they were like a regular old run-of-the-mill, but they didn't realize that this is a real magician, that this is someone who can conjure up anything, that can, you know what I'm saying, that has all these tools available. So that's why I'm feeling like the Magician, being a magician and being able to conjure up anything, wants this, you know, whatever this is, and they go again, and they probably offer something. They don't have to, they might, and it's, you know, it could be some sort of work offer. Like the Magician offers something to the Emperor, in addition to some nice goodwill, nice feelings. This could be a very elevated apology, or it's not a clumsy apology like a Page of Cups. It's a bit more sophisticated, where it comes with a gift of, here, I'm sorry. Instead of just an I'm sorry, like a Page of Cups would be awkwardly saying I'm sorry, and it might even have some faux pas in the middle of it. He's standing on his cape. It's just like a little awkward. Knight of Cups, if that's an apology, that's doing it right and doing it very diplomatically with tact and nobility of spirit. And that is what makes it very clear to Emperor that it's like, yay. Last but not least, let's take a look at the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles. This is your collaboration, perhaps. This could be tutelate. Did you see that? It's all Eight of Pentacles. There's something very studious about this. I really feel like this is some sort of training. I don't know. I'm just getting some sort of training with this. It's so weird. It's so weird. A whole different deck. Double Eight of Pentacles. This is about being able to, very Virgoan energy for me, to just zoom in on one detail, on like one thing, and just make it really perfect and make it really, like, look at how there's all those pentacles on the wall and he's just looking at that one pentacle, you know? It's just really focused. I mean, that could be what you two work on, or I don't know, but it's just really, really focused energy. That could just be the nature of the relationship between you two, that you have to work together very hand in hand, side by side to do this. I don't know. A Magician and an Emperor is a pretty elevated connection. It's a very elevated partnership. Like, you two can literally just like, and you do. You do. Imagine the Emperor and the Magician both working like this. While we're here, let's take a look at the King of Swords. this could be, there is some back and forth here. Oh! I was waiting for more about the snake, and I got a little bit of pushback. And look, I'm just gonna pick up the one card that came out to clarify the King of Swords. Feels like I'm like maybe not meant to know, which means you're not meant to know. I feel like they're going to communicate with you. We really don't need to pull this, but I want to. Yeah, there's totally going to be some communication here. Boop. Boop. And because it is a King of Swords, I feel like it'll be all business. I feel like it's going to be very official. I feel like it's going to be very official. All right, let's get advice for you. Let's get some advice. Oh yeah, that's right. The Ace of Cups. We did it already. Jeez Louise, Natalie. Let's get Love Oracle in case this is a love thing. Both of your personal issues reach resolution. The new start in this connection is coming. This really feels businessy, like work to me, but maybe it's love for some of you. Or like a family business type relationship. This could totally be family business. I'm getting a craft store, like the aisles of a craft store. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. See, that's what I'm getting about this working, like you might really be working right next to each other, working on something and like making it perfect, getting it, I don't know, ready, whatever. And then we have make the effort on the floor. So you and the other person, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. That means the Magician extending to Emperor. It means Emperor responding back to Magician. And playfulness at the bottom. I like that. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And last but not least, let's get Divine Feather. Moon Jupiter is also overindulging. So if you were last night into this morning, keep note, keep an eye on it. Drink water. Just drink water. Just drink a lot of water. Flush yourself out, whatever it was. Whoa. Eagle. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. Sorry, this is the feather. Turkey. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. That's exactly what Magician is learning to do, like offering. That's what they do. They offer their service somehow as like as that elevated apology. They offer something. They offer their services or something that they can do. There that is, that nobility right there. Starling. Now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. Authentic ways. That's where that Knight of Cups comes in. What's interesting is that the King of Swords came out to clarify the King of Swords. Like, it's not wanting to let us in, you know? So this Emperor will be taking out their King of Swords to deal with you again, if they choose to deal with you again. Or if you're the Emperor, you will be showing them King of Swords to deal with them. Even though they're showing you this nice sentiment, there's still something very official or like I'm saying, even like business to take care of first. Okay, guys. Okie dokie. That concludes the tarot report. That was interesting. Okay. I feel like that big snake was this Five of Swords, and I feel like it's the Eight of Swords, kind of just, but it was really big, and that's what I'm, okay, we'll get to it. We'll figure it out later. Okay, let's move forward. Correspondence. My email is thefirstartegan@gmail.com. Thank you for waiting for me to get through all of it. Feel free to reach out with any suggestions for the channel, or drop a note to say hello, or leave a comment here. That's cool too. No old business, no new business. I have to remember the calendar. I wrote it down. Okay. All right, my loves. Well, thank you for this beautiful, happy, positive. No, I'm saying this is happy and it is positive. This is a really good karma resolution between you and someone, or between people in your lives. So thank you for sharing that with me. And I'm grateful that I get to serve you. I really, really am. So I can't thank you enough for your support. I will see you guys tomorrow, and stay safe. I'm doing, if you follow me on Instagram, it's Watch Natalee on Instagram, and I post all my stuff there. So I love you guys. Take care. And until tomorrow, many, 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 many blessings on your heads. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. Toodaloo.